Hello. Ah non, j'ai bien muté. Yes, I will be mulling. Smooth. Hey Kevin, hey Lindsay, hey Mikey, hi Uto, hi Bucks of Paint, hi Dominic, hi April. Hello guys. There's a little thing I picked up at the post office that I want to open too. Oops. Right. Hello Chablis. Chaz is here. He's such a cute, sweet little cat. I'm good, thank you. I went art supply shopping today. Ooh, what did you get? Yes, Chaz is here. The other day, Mr. E saw Chaz running away from a robin. And I thought that was really funny. Hello, Chablis, t'es tellement cute. Good bottle. Can't wait like this. Packing peanuts. I don't think I've ever seen a cat like Chaz who enjoys being outside so much. Like he looks like he's having so much fun just being there and chilling. Péco, t'es belle. Même si t'es une tannante. It's a lovely circle on my... Yeah. How did you end up with a square, though? Because if you're preparing the slab and the muller, did you really go, like, in a square shape? Tu fais Péco? Chablis, t'es beau! Ooh. Oh, that's pretty cool. Lots of black pens. I want to find a black pen that I actually like drawing with. What are your prerequisites for a pen that you enjoy working with? My brain does strange things. I made sure almost the whole thing was frosted. Well, it's not a bad idea. We have a cat down the street that loves being outside. Scared us when we first saw it as its Kitty's male twin. Baby go. Ah. Oh, picking peanuts. I have no idea what I want from a pen yet. One thing is not to be scratchy. Are you looking for more of a fine liner pen or a marker? No? Yeah, the lid is really snug. Maybe a bit too snug. It will require some work. Thing is there are so many black pens. I found one recently that I was really happy. I don't know if I can grab it. Hold on. So this is the one. It's from Zebra. What I like of it is it's a bit like a Sharpie. It smells like one, but it's refillable. You can buy refills. So it's not a whole pen that goes in the bin every time. And it should be waterproof. Yeah. It is waterproof. Let's put the whole thing in water. Archambault, t'es beau. Also means that if you mess up the nib, you can just replace the. I think the whole refill has a nib too, and it's a aluminum body. Nice size too. Hey Lana, hi Duad. Je pense que Chablis est parti. Bye Chablis. Alright, so I picked up two pigments that I haven't really played with before. I think I got them quite some time ago, but just never got around to mulling those. So one is deep gold oxide, and the other one is cypress limonite. I have molded a couple of not new colors, but I've molded a couple of paints recently. Some ultramarine blue, potter's pink, and patchouli red. Kitty says, hi, Kitty. Hey, Soda, hi. So which one do I start with? The deep gold oxide or the cypress limonite? Limonite. These are the two colors. Hey, Jellybean, hi. Limonite. Yeah, it's a bit like a rutile yellow. It's not the same pigment though. I think rutile yellow is PY53. Sticky. So how has everyone's week been? Any particular highlights you want to share? Ah, c'est en train de péter le cube. Pico is being silly. I'm trying to find like easy to mold pigments these days because it's a bit hot to work through something like a naphthol red or Hansa yellow or even Prussian blue or indigo. Sorry. Just pretty good. How was yours? Mine was hot. It was it was way too hot this week. It's a bit cooler today, which is a blessing. Thank you. I hope the sounds are not too unpleasant. I didn't think about that. All the scraping noises and oh, so now I heard Siberia is on fire with apparently the biggest forest fires. What? What? Yeah, I went to visit my college campus yesterday and felt like I was cooking in the sun. Oh my god. Seriously. Like even today in the sun it's pretty hot, but there's wind and there's shade, so. Kiss and died. Thank you. Exactly, the coldest place known to men in the winter is burning. It's summer over there, but still WTF. I wonder what summer looks like in Siberia. Like, do they consider, like, is it gonna be 30 degrees like here, or is it gonna be cooler? To my mulling friends out there, is there anything quite like running a muller into smooth paint at the right consistency? Like it's so much fun. It's like, wow. That's why when I see like when the companies like Golden, they post video of their paint making machinery, like the big rollers, and you see all the paint come out and someone just like uses a big palette knife to bring it down into a bucket, and I'm always like, I want to like put my hands in it. And yet Republicans insist climate change doesn't exist. Summer in Siberia is short, but it can get up to 34°C. Wow! My grandmother, Western Siberia, suffered from the heat this year. Whoa, that's weird. That sweet spot when everything starts to be painted is a lovely feeling. Yeah! Like, oh, yay, love this. This is what seems to be a really easy pigment to mold. I'm not seeing any clumps, I'm not seeing any weird stuff happening. And I try not to overmill them. overall. I like if I can keep a bit of the texture in it, like you would find in Potter's Pink and Ultramarine Blue. Pozzoli Red also has a bit of a duotone effect, but it's not as visible as the granulation. So that's when I do a test. I do a swatch, and I also do a small blob of paint, because I want to see how it dries. Like if it's gonna crack or if it's gonna be weird. So yeah, I need to find a safe place to set that to dry. Hey Maureen, hi. I visited my mother last weekend. Couldn't sleep on the second floor. It was so hot up there. Luckily, she's always loved the heat. Yeah. Luckily. Oof. I highly recommend documentary series Wild Russia. And there's an episode dedicated to Siberia. All 4 seasons are shown and how they affect animals and plants. Ooh, that sounds really cool. Where did you see that? Is it like on Netflix or? My plans to draw during this are gone to the kitty cuddles. Aww. And now I have to wait for paint to dry. That's the problem though with mulling. It's a lot of fun, but there's a lot of downtime too. So, Box of Paint, what's your favorite pigment to mull? Also, Otto, if you're still like within typing distance, do you think you will ever get back into making your own paints? Or if that sort of curiosity has been satisfied and you're good now? I saw it on this European cable channel, Planet Plus, so I'm not sure how you can watch it outside Europe, but maybe on Netflix. Someone might have uploaded it on YouTube too. Yeah. I'll write it down. Ugh. it's going to be 100 Fahrenheit today. What's that in Celsius? I think my favorite are a couple of the convenience colors I make. They are easy pigments and they do what they are supposed to. Aren't those the best though? So you make your own mixes then? Fahrenheit is probably high 30s. It's hot. It's a bit sad how most of the difficult colors to mold are also the most vibrant ones. I think ultramarine blue is the most bright, easy to mold paint I can think of, but most of the others are like more muted colors. And yeah, there's not really a green that is super easy to mold except for chromium oxide green, and then you don't really have a bright yellow either. I make one with ultramarine blue and potter's pink. Ooh, the process is really straightforward and my brain is all over. I was thinking, like, should I try to come up with a mix, and I decided to just make separate pans. That way people can control their own mixes. I think it will be a long time before I attempt a quin color again. Ugh, yeah, I know. Naphtha red, I mean, it's a beautiful bright red, but it's such a pain in the butt to mold. And Hansa yellow is difficult. Hey, Paulo, hi! I'm also trying to see if I can make my own gamma arabic solution by putting just gamma arabic powder and distilled water and letting it dissolve by itself. I'm hoping it works because I really don't feel like heating stuff up in this temperature. Quins and phthalo. Are those your favorite one to mold, or are those like tears of understanding the pain? Hi Lee! Hello guys! Oh my gosh! I was watching Theo show off Yinmin Blue and I had no idea how expensive people were charging for it on Etsy. $60 a half pangees and $12 for a dot card. Yeah, well, it's not the they're not overcharging because the pigment is just that expensive. Hey, Lise! Hello! Quins and phthalo, painful to mold and get the recipe right. Yeah, pain in the butt, right? It's like, it takes the fun away from molding in a way. Those are the paints that you want to get rollers to mold. Because that way you can set them in the rollers and the rollers will do all the fine mixing. Hey, I apologize, that's gross. Yinmin is pretty, but it's not a color that's so unique that it ruins the addition. Yeah, it's really beautiful, but it's also so temperamental and pricey. Like Otto has shown us in her video featuring it that it becomes a rock hard paint that's unusable really fast. So unless you have a plan to use it up quickly and that it will it will earn its upkeep. Like if you have a plan that you're going to earn something from it and you're going to use it up quickly and it's going to be all worth it, fine, but aside from that, I'm not that convinced too. It's fun to look at, but yeah, it's too pricey. Like you can get ultramarine blue for a fraction of the price and it's a really nice blue. The weather is much nicer this week. There is wind and the wind is cool. And I'm like, I have a breeze and I'm so thankful for it. Croissant. Croissant. People are saying that the mixtures are really interesting, but I never used it. Yeah, same. I'll try it when it becomes mainstream, if it ever does. I wonder if it's more suited to a medium like oil or, I don't know, acrylics. Because those, they stay in the tube, so I guess the paint maybe has a longer lifespan that way. I don't think it will ever become mainstream due to its composition. What is the issue with the composition? Is it that it's expensive to get the source material? There was something, but I don't remember. I used to work for Utrecht Art Supplies, and I got to visit their manufacturing plant in Brooklyn. Ooh! Isn't tubs of paint that came nearly... Oh, man! Oh, giant tubs of paint that came nearly to my shoulders. How amazing is that? Seriously. Oh, okay, it's the indium that is not abundant. Oh wow, I really don't like Faber-Castell Pit Pen and Soft Chisel. Soft? Ew. Is it for calligraphy or something? Hold on. Blowing my nose. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Whew. It's hard to extract. I think I remember it from like Mass Effect. I think it's one of the resources you can find on planets, maybe? Or maybe is it Iridium? I don't remember. The pencil case I got from Doodle Wash that has Denise Sudden's art on it came last week, so that was exciting. How big is it? Utrecht has a giant muscly guy to move those paint tubs, and they say when they made any green, it looked like the Hulk at the end of the day. Oh man. What is this soft nonsense? Also, soft nonsense is my new fusion jazz project that I just made up. It's the 11-inch one. Oh, that's big. Since I'm literally waiting for paint to dry, let's check it out. Ugh. Sorry, my allergies like kicked in just as I was starting to stream, of course. Hey Kevin! I got YouTube Premium and it's so trippy to not see any ads whatsoever. Also a nice change up from the non-stop Grammarly and Wix ads. I started watching anti-MLM videos and the ads I get are for, oh, what's it called? They have a fancy word for it. Like, it's basically multi-level marketing. But they're ads for books, like how to be good at MLMs. I'm just like, what? Ah. Oh, I love an anti-MLM info. Yeah! Yeah, it's good stuff to have in the background. Oh, it's Iridium, Element 0, Platinum. He has the... Oh, are you guys... Is it still working? Oops. Yeah, we got YouTube Premium since we were getting bombarded with alt-right ads. Ugh, ew. I don't think it needs ventilating. No, I don't think it's in my nose because I started feeling allergies before I started mulling. So I think that's just more allergies. Also, the wind is in my face, so if any dust comes from outside. Yeah, the OBS disconnected for a second. Terrifying. So yeah, like I was saying, Illuminati is good, but I really like Mac Attack's videos, and I think the dude works, or if not works, is a licensed pharmacist. So it's really interesting to hear his take on the composition of certain products that MLMs sell. And I kind of really enjoy Savannah Murray too. Who's TFD? Yeah, I got it after a far-right party's ad started. Ugh. I was this close to ripping my hair out if I saw another damn Abigail Shapiro on. Ew! I just love when I get a beef council ad before I watch a vegan cooking video. Oh my god, why? Okay, hold on, I need to dig up a jar. Look. Okay, sorry. Oof. I hate bitcoins. Ugh. I go to sleep listening to YouTube videos. YouTube Premium is wonderful. Before Premium, I would get woken up by some random ad with a dude shouting about his book on how to make money. I totally know what you mean. And yeah, you definitely need YouTube Premium if you want that as a, like YouTube as a background noise, because their ads, they will wake you up, definitely. Bitcoin is being legitimized by the government. Ugh. Savannah Mary is one of my favorite anti-MLM. She's so funny. And she has a cat named Pop Tart and another giant cat that's named Itty Bitty. She did a video with Mac Attack and it was hilarious. They were unstoppable. I hate how advertising has invaded the videos, but I guess it's nice to just speed up the advertisement. Also downloading vids and listening to them. Yeah. But then again, like, I don't like putting ads on my video particularly, but what are the options? I think I can sort of tell them to only put specific ads. I think I told them to not put any religious ads on my videos because it's not my jam, and I think I told them not any politic videos either because bleh. But yeah, if you get too specific into what you will let play on your videos, it might really cut into your AdSense revenue because they might not have anything to put on your videos. I love good pet names. Me too. Like Pop-Tarts is so brilliant. I'm calling it, if I get another dog, its name will be Loaf. Okay, second batch. Okay, got it. I haven't seen them in a while, but one of yours and one of Nerdy Crafters came up with the 50 Shades commercial that was totally not content related. Oh my gosh, what? Do you know anything about how you make money on YouTube Premium users? Is there a set rate? I think it's a set rate. Yeah, there's an income that comes from people watching with Premium. It's a separate, like, if you look at your analytics on YouTube, you can see that you have like a number that's from the ads and a number that's from people with Premium. Okay, hold on, I'll put on the good old mask for a sec. Yeah. Becoming edible like a Darth Vader, maybe? Hannibal Lecter is so creepy. I don't know if you can hear anything or just you hear mumble, mumble, mumble. Okay. Ugh. When the dry stuff is mixed in, that's usually a lot less airborne, so... I mean, when people have to mention sponsor with terrible timing. Yeah, that's also another good one. I started to feed an outdoor cat and named him Lunchbox. Aww! That's such a sweet name! Sometimes I watch a video and there's a political ad from our bordering on totalitarian government. Ugh, I'm so sorry. Imagining spilling a full jar of pigment onto a carpet. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Phthalo pigments, yeah. That's exactly... My mind went to Prussian blue, actually, but... Dude... Did the carpet and tile thing with phthalo grain, and it was there until we replaced it. Oh man. Fava beans. Hey, Malvina! Hi! Which ones are the fava beans? Allergies, why? Beans. Broad bean. They remind me a bit of lima beans. They look good. Oh, our fava bean, what we would call gogan. They don't really look like it. Hold on. Oh wow, thank you. Oh, it's a gogan! Ah! Gogans are so good. Oh, they make such a delicious soup. Mmm. Beans in soup are A+ stuff. Friendly useless tip of the day. When we replace the cupboards, I put the tick and flea pipettes on the dogs, who then shook and what? Hold on. So it's a liquid that you put on the dogs so that they don't get bitten by fleas or ticks. And then the dog shook, so the liquid sprayed off and it removed the finish of the cupboards. Whoa. What happens if you put nail polish on leather? I don't know why, but I don't like it when YouTubers non-stop promote their products, merch in their videos, and just treat their fans like dumb consumers who will buy anything they make. I agree. It takes a really... Like, some people are able to really organically mention what they create. Like, one such people would be, in my opinion, would be Sean, like Furry Little Peach. I feel like whenever she mentions her merch or showcases some of it in her vlogs, I never feel like... I feel like she's sharing it because she's happy and excited about it, not because she's trying to sell it to me, if that makes sense. Hey Anastasia, hi! Hello, hello! I think when I'm satisfied with the range of paints that I've molded, I think I will make a color chart so that the extras that I'll put for sale on Etsy, people might possibly enjoy seeing what kind of mixes you can make with these colors, because it doesn't make for a very appealing palette of when it's all muted colors, but there's really a lot to be made from them. So I feel like mixing anything with Potter's Pink is always awesome. It's always so pretty. I don't know why chemically, but my mom spilled a bottle of varnish in her bag and it's sort of melted the leather. Ew! I do think you should show off your stickers and mention every once in a while at the end of your videos that if people like the paintings you do, you have a website. Well, maybe I should do that when I do videos where I feature some of my paintings. Because I don't really see how I could seamlessly plug that in when I do the news videos. It's not exactly. I was going to say, or maybe plethora stuff. The cards were fine, the Walton bag. Yeah, it might have been pleather though. It's a bit like you have a rubbing alcohol and it might mess up some plastics and not others. So maybe there's something like that with nail polish. I got sea monkeys the other days and I just put them together yesterday. They did not instantly spring to life. Oh, hold on, what are sea monkeys? What is that? I feel like I've heard of it regularly, but have never really heard more about what it is actually. I do think nail polish has some acetate in it, but either way the Dove stuff surely didn't. Oof. Well, you know, you can strip paint off or varnish off with essential oils, so at that point. Yeah, F-Store has some awesome stuff. Oh, thank you so much, Kevin. You could put it in an end card or in the opening slide. I would think of something. I know that most people click off when the video ends and the sort of the end slide and music roll in. Like I can see in my analytics that, let's say I put out a video that lasts for 2 minutes, it's gonna tell me that people watch in an average like 87 seconds of it. Yeah, I put used flea pipettes on my nightstand after I put them on our cats, and a couple of leftover drops leaked out and ate the paint. Whoa, what's in that stuff? No, they take about 2 or 3 days to hatch. Oh! Nail polish remover also can eat some plastics and the elastic part of fabric. Yeah! Acetone. Acetone will melt plastic. That's... If you guys watch Red Letter Media, they've used acetone a couple of times to melt VHS tapes. And I think it's also acetone that they use to melt a big tub of old Star Wars action figures. Sea monkeys are like a type of brine shrimp. Oh, okay. Orange oil or anything plastic is bad news, so do not clean your plastic pallets with it. So that means the, what's it called? The goo off. There's a product to remove stickiness that probably has orange oil in it, so I guess probably better not to use that on plastic. It really does sort of melt it. Yikes! Oh, Goo Gone, that's it. Orange oil works like Goo Gone on stickers. And tried it on some Tiger palettes and it did not very well. Oh no! Rip palettes. So what do you do with sea monkeys? Is it like having an aquarium with fishes in it? I'm testing batch number 2. Just acting like a 5-year-old. Oh no, monkey! Sometimes we kinda need to let our inner 5-year-olds out. It's a very childlike, carefree pet to have very little commitment. Hey, Yuri, hi! So what, you just leave them in a sort of aquarium type thing and feed them? Do you have to change the water? What do you have to do? I might Google them just to see what they're like. Keep Googling stuff today. Sea monkeys. Whoa, they look so peculiar. I don't really see the monkey, but okay. Oh my gosh. Like there's a couple of ads for products and some of them are a bit terrifying in the sense that one says guaranteed to live 2 years. Like that's a bit creepy. Oh, they look so unique. Huh. I used to make batches of sea monkeys for my fish back in the day, huh? I had no idea they were sea monkeys though. Sea monkey are essentially fish food for baby fish, so if they die, you can always grow more. We got fish at the beginning of the summer and I've been so freaked out about not being a fish person that we still haven't named them. Aww. They're mini shrimps. Hey, Okuni, hi! But sea monkeys were easy, they just don't tell you what to do when the water gets low. What do you do when the water gets low? Basically, with sea monkeys, you squint at the little aquarium and try to look at movement. There are a few magnifying things on the little tiny aquarium. Oh, I see. It's a bit like if you were able to have plankton. Is that a word? This pigment loves to make tiny bubbles. I hope it it will dry well. I've had bad connectivity. Sorry. Oh, hey, I'm glad it's better. Short and sweet, you buy another kit or figure out how to get the chemicals and things that are packed with them. Ooh. Whoa. I seem to remember you have to prepare the water somehow. Hey, Nicole, hi! Hello! Now add distilled water. Yeah, the chemicals in the water, do they eat it or it's just the water evaporating? Because if it's just the water evaporating, the chemicals are still there. So you could just add more water and hope everything dissolves again. Whoa, this is so weird. The big glob of gum arabic is slowly melting. It looks really nasty. But, I mean, it's a bit like cloudy honey in color. And then you have blobs of the powder that are still stuck to the jar. You just make brine and then you can top up your sea monkey tank. You just need normal table salt. Really? Wow. Please don't add plain water to the tank though. What's in their tank? Is it just like the water and the tank and they live in there? No plants, no fancy stuff at the bottom, nothing? How was everyone's summer? It's still ongoing. It's way too hot outside to not be summer. It's been very smoky the past month or so, yeah. Iced tea. Iced coffee. A+.
Yep. Good.
I had to change my train itinerary. No California's I fear. Because of the fires and all that. Kind of looks like mustard, this one. fairy dust. I was an hour late with Starbucks. Ooh, what did you get? I guess it is still summer. At work we're doing fall rush back to school campaign, so I guess I'm in fall mode. Yeah, I would totally be with you if it weren't for the 38 degrees outside. I don't know why, but my memory of August and September is that it didn't used to be this hot. Like, back when we were going back to school, I don't think it was still in shorts and t-shirts. But I might remember wrong too. Sorry. Routes between San Francisco and Vancouver were closed. I have discovered the glory and danger that is Witcher 3. I have the game, I have never tried it though. Don't ask me why, but now I want some hot dogs. It might be the mustard color. Okay, back to Vader mode for a bit. Emmy! Kitty, kitty! Oh, I haven't had a hot dog in a lot of years. Oh. Do you miss them? Can you even hear me? Oh no, hold on. Oh no, Nicole! Sorry. I'm so sorry, Nicole. Is this hot dog ogre? Thank you, everyone. She was 17. Yeah, that's always the thing. Like, even if we can sort of reason it out, it's not as something to be reasoned with. It's emotions. So it is really, really hard, regardless. I've always struggled a bit with the thing you often hear when someone who was old. Well, someone can be a human or a pet, but someone who was old and or sick. And you get told, well, they're in a better place now. You're like, yeah, I know, but I'm still sad. It doesn't take away the sadness. I'm glad, but still very sad. Without pink. I'm so glad that you took her in despite the hassle of moving with her internationally. I agree, Box of Paint. I agree with Lise, Box of Paint. The fact that you were able to get Emmy and Bear. She's not happy that my keyboard doesn't produce heat like the laptop. Aww. Tiny Hemi. I was in a bed, but I saw a hawk. One of my residents got... Oof, ouch, that sounds really difficult too, Jellybean. Eep. I'm so sorry! I know the noises are not great. They do say funerals are meant for the living to grieve. Yeah, I don't know if they will... I mean, they make you cry for sure. Maybe we should talk about happier things. Happy things. It's not a bazillion degrees today. Ah, sorry. That's what happens when the tools get a bit crusty. I'll try to be more careful. If it's too gross, I can mute it while I do the scraping. Ah. You have cake? What kind of cake? Cake is always a boon to anything. Oh man, cake. I tried a new coffee Coke. What? I was wondering if you were trying to say coffee cake or coffee Coke. I'm a bit confused. Super duper enjoying drawing with the Sakura Pigma 02. Does anyone else use Sakura Pigma 02? What's... Hold on. Turn down my audio. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, Sakura Pigma 02. Is it from the micron range? So O2 would be the size. The size. I've drawn some happy things. FK and I have had our first gallops. Whoa! That's really cool. She's such a sweetie. I have fancy coffee. What's fancy about it? Isopropyl is a handy tool when pen making, but it makes your palette knife so much worse. It like super dries it. Yeah, and the moment you have some of the paint that has dried on a palette knife, it's gum arabic, so it's sticky. So when you try scraping them together, they just like stick. It makes beautiful noise. And I finally found a way to play Paper Magic the Gathering with friends via webcam. Dude, that's so cool! No, coffee flavored Coca-Cola. Ooh, wow. That sounds peculiar. Chocolate cake with a really nice coconut spread on top. Ooh, wow. Dang. We have a new bird buddy, Eurasian Jay. He has just one wing. He hatched with one. Oh, wow. Huh. If it's a J, is it in the COVID family? COVID. Corvid. Dang it. My mom bought that coffee Coke. It's like an energy drink. I'll never touch it myself. Well, it's caffeine. That makes me miss Coke Black. What was Coke Black? Yeah, Sakura Micron Pigma 02. That's a really, really fine nib. Wow. What is that Wild Russia thing? It was a series of documentary that someone mentioned. She's so sometimes I think about her and I start bawling because she's so cute. Oh, cats will do that for me too. It's Hawaiian natural. Oh, dang, that sounds good. We're all gonna be so hungry. I have a family of pinyon jays in the yard. The fledglings have left the nest and now demand for seed. Give us food! Oof, what a foodant. Could have been worse, but yeah. Guess what's been on everyone's mind? Corvids are the best birds. I really love corvids. I'm so bummed that we don't have more crows around here. Like, I want many murders of crows. Yeah, I'm so surprised that I enjoyed the O2. It's such a fine nib. I always thought I'd prefer drawing with a much thicker pen. Well, I mean, if you like it now, it doesn't mean that you will stick with it forever, but I'm really happy that you found one that you enjoy right now. And also those are pretty easy to find. So that's also a boon. My hubs work for O2. Every time you say it, nervous jitters like work. Oh, I'm so sorry! I'll say 02 instead. Is that better? My new favorite food thing is peanut butter and jay, but instead of a touch of honey in the peanut butter, a drop of maple syrup. Yeah! There's a company, of peanut butter. I can't remember the name, but they had one, they had various flavors of peanut butter, and they had one that was called the bee's knees, and that one was with honey, but they also had one with maple in it, pre-mixed. It was really good. They don't sell it here though now. Coke Black had extra caffeine and cooked down coffee syrup in it. What? As a kid, a bit crazy, but my birds accepted it. Oh, I'm glad! Has anyone seen Pretend It's a City on Netflix? I haven't. We just finished watching the first season of Dark. And it was really interesting. Hell yeah, corvids for the win. Did you know magpies are one of the only species of animal to recognize themselves in the mirror? I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised. Corvids are way too clever. So that's the third batch. So I still need to rub that out. Ew. They're real hacking smart boys. Yeah, seriously. Ah, and Mr. E was lucky enough recently to get a good view at a blue jay. And I'm like, dang. I hope I get to see one that well one day. We can hear them fine. Like, I know there's a lot of blue jays around because we hear them, but they're really good at hiding themselves. And I saw a female cardinal bird, like northern cardinal earlier. She was so cute. Is that Australian arsonist bird a corvid? I wouldn't be surprised if it was, to actually...
Allô? Hello, Scott. Salut, bébé. Hello, qu'est-ce que tu fais? T'es réveillé? Peut-être que tu te dis j'ai pas d'amis? Hey, bébé. Hello. Hello, minette. Je peux pas te mettre dans la caméra, il y a de la peinture sur ma table. Ah oui, ton boubou de pique. Oh là là. Oh là là. C'est pas, je suis pas en train de te mettre plein de peinture dessus. Ah. Et mon bébé. Miku? Guillaume. Tu peux-tu lui placer sa chaise? Oh. Ça t'en penses quoi?
C'est plein de poils.
Oui, c'est plein de poils. Ça aussi, c'est plein de poils ici. Ah, t'es cute. Scotty. De l'autre côté. De l'autre côté. Non. Tu veux y aller? Oh.
Oh my gosh, Mikey, that sounds like you don't really enjoy that person. Oh, our local feral foxes had a baby first. What? What? Ah, that sounds so cute. I remember reading some years ago that they've discovered that crows not only know their own colony's hierarchy, but also keep track on neighboring colonies' pecking order. Oh. Hi, Scott.
Ah, qu'est-ce que tu fais sur l'imprimante, grosse tannante? Non, ta face.
Au secours. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna move the camera a bit because she really wants to be... Can I do something with that? No.
Et t'es en train de tout péter. Oh, she's the worst. C'est la pire, ce chat, sérieux.
Tu veux de la grave?
Thanks, good.
Hein, grosse tannante?
Ouais.
Un gros bébé chat.
Bon, tout le monde t'a vu, là. T'es belle. Hold on. Ordered a special vegan cheesecake with strawberries on it. Why would that piss her off? Mikey says, say happy birthday from us. I will leave it only because it will piss her off. Why would it piss her off?
Bon, toi, t'es une grosse tannante. Il serait probablement mieux que tu sois pas sur l'imprimante. Et t'as. Arrête de te laver 2 secondes là. Oui, je sais, t'as essayé de chialer puis il n'y a pas de son qui est sorti. Couche-toi, couche. Allez, couche-toi. Non. Non. C'est toi le boss. Boss Bécosse. On s'en va comme ça.
Okay. Yeah, it's like the size of a chihuahua. Aw. Oh no, Mikey. I'm so sorry. Ugh. I hope that kid will grow some sense to seek out what he wants on his own terms. Yeah, I agree with you, Jellybean. I feel bad for any kid whose diet is strict before they even know it. Yeah, same. Rumi is in the other room restraining the Marmalade Boys. He said, "Is it cat food the artists again?" That's a good summary. Lovely noises. As soon as your nephew has his first sleepover, I'm sure someone will feed him a burger. He's already resisting, my nephew. If she says no to nursing, he will bite her. He's for... Oh. Also makes me angry to see kids being forced into things that they definitely do not have the maturity to understand. And also when it comes to food, like I understand some aspects of it, but also the thing with the standard omnivore diet is that it's not ideal on many points, but at least it will give you like all the nutrition you need. Like it will give you iron and calcium and a bunch of stuff really easily. I'm not saying it's impossible to do it other ways, but it's much more easy to get your iron from like meat than it is from spinach. It's also risky with the early restricted diet because it may provoke EDs, as I understand it. Yeah, definitely. Also, like, how do you feel when your parents guilt you into thinking there's only one way to eat, and then you go to a friend's house and they offer you something else? What do you do? Like, if I once heard a vegan person say something that I thought was really like sensible. It basically said like, well, when I'm at home and I cook for myself, I will mostly eat vegan because it's like I will cook beans and I will have rice and it's affordable, it's inexpensive, I like it and all that. But if I'm visiting someone and they offer me chicken, I'm not gonna refuse the chicken. Like it's I thought that was really sensible because it's like, well, I can understand that. Like when you cook your own food, you decide what you eat, but when someone cooks for you, like it's a bit difficult to justify certain things unless it's an allergy or whatnot. In high school, a lot of my younger peers were really hardcore Christians. Of course, there's nothing wrong with being religious, but I questioned whether it was really their choice if they're only 14. Yep, that's a good question. And malnourished if done wrong. Yeah. I agree with all of you, but she won't listen and she keeps it on the down low enough that you can't really call it child services. Yeah, I know you would agree, Mikey. Like it's not on you to convince that woman to do something else, but I'm just hoping that as things eventually turns out that the kid sort of realizes that he can make his own decisions. Yeah, I need to eat meat at least once a week or I feel weak and dizzy. Yes, well, the first time I went to my Choctaw aunties for dinner last vegetarian day, you eat the elk if cousin got his reservation tag elk with an arrow. Whoa, that's badass. At best, the kid will grow older and hate all the rules and resist the lifestyle. At first, they will hate the mom and will develop EDs. Yeah, ugh. Let's hope for the best, really. Like, the impression I sort of get from that type of behavior from the parents is that it's a bit selfish because the kid doesn't know any better and you're taking a decision based on your own values for them. Like it's a good idea to raise your kid knowing where food comes from and what it means, but to be that restrictive with such a black and white perception of things early on, that's not great. Yeah, you can take B12 supplement, but I mean, I didn't eat meat for 20 years. It would be really impossible for me to eat chicken. I can cook meat for others, but I can't eat it. Is it because you don't like it, Movina, or is it because you have some sort of problem, like some allergies or some sensibilities or whatnot? But I mean, as long as it's your decision. Then again, I'm not a parent, so what do I know? Yes, you think that arrow is badass. You should have seen the auntie side. I'm sorry, I don't get what the problem is with raising your kid vegan. It's not that difficult to have a balanced vegan diet, and the kid's free to experiment when they're older. I think it's just a matter of personal opinion, but for me, I just feel like it's complicated to eat a balanced vegan diet as an adult. Like, I'm trying to imagine having to feed the parents and the kids like that, and it just sounds really complex. Like, I'm all for making it like not meat every day necessarily, and to have a lot of diversification in the food, but again, like, meat is a source of such certain nutrients, and it's a really easy way to get these nutrients. So, like, I just feel like you're making things extra hard for yourself if you want to be super strictly vegan with kids. It's just my opinion anyway. Like all Muslim kids do the same thing, whether they eat only halal meat or just avoid pork. They manage. Yeah, they eat some meat too. It was my decision. I like meat, but I decided not to eat animals. Okay. But like were you at 4 when you were 4 years old? Anyway, you do you. I don't think there's a good or a bad answer. I think there's just like what you consider a priority and how you deal with it. But it's all good. People have been raising kids for thousands of years. How hard can it be? Haha, just kidding. A balanced vegan diet is not easy. It's not impossible, but it is hard. Yeah, I agree. I think people eating meat also do not know how to balance a diet. I agree. Like, I'm not saying people do it right. I think in general people eat too much meat. Ooh, sorry. I had the same discussion with my daughter when she went vegan for a while. Like, if your passion is preparing food and preparing meals, and you really enjoy planning stuff out, then I think it's easier to do. But yeah. And she didn't know she needed B12 supplements. Yeah. It's really easy to forget to take your B12 supplements too. I always forget to take mine. Yeah. I think the issue would be really presenting one diet as good and one diet as bad. Like, okay, today we're eating chicken nuggets. Well, how about we try the vegan chicken nuggets and see if we like that? And you really sort of bring the person or the kid into the decision of it, not just being really, really starkly against something or in favor of something else. Meat, sugar, fat, salt, yeah, often together. It's not what you eat, it's having nourishing attitude and respect for the source of your food. Blessing. I've never really liked meat, but I will eat it on occasion. For me, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You don't have to be perfect. I'm a bit like you for that, Mikey. I realized that I, like, often, even when I was a kid, when we would get meat, I would always drown it in sauce. So it kind of made me realize that I'm not a big fan of meat. But, I mean, if other people like meat, that's perfectly okay. And if they are aware of how it's produced, and if they try to make more conscious choices, that's even better. Please. Kiddos got it part right when they said eat the rainbow. Yep, part right. Can you imagine if they had a rainbow that's more representative of all the colors of food? So you end up with some Skittles that are like beef brown or salmon pink or potato beige. Oh, have a good lunch, Jellybean.
Oh non, encore toi! Encore toi! T'es bien tannante aujourd'hui. Hein? Un gros souris. Un gros bibi. T'es bien tannante. Les miminettes.
Sniff, 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 sniff. Rip all the blue food. Well, you got blueberries. I prefer meals that are more vegetable than meat, but I'm not picky and will eat almost anything. My therapist once told me that I can eat whatever I want. That's not the problem. Problem is the reward punishment mentality. I know what you mean, Nicole. Simply stop eating when you're full. Not eat my feelings. Oh yeah, that's the tough one. Ugh. I know what you mean. Oh, by the way, I found a new to me way of getting my share of potatoes. Not the healthy way. Very apropos our talk here, but yum. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? I still find it fascinating that some variety of fig fruit are not considered vegan. How so? Huh. My sister and I would stand by where my mom cooked the things we wanted a head start so we could snack as she pulled stuff out from oven and fryer. Oh. Blueberries are more purple to me. The only true blue food I've seen is that blue pea flower. It's so pretty, isn't it? Also, there's a type of I think it's from algae, but it's like spirulina or something that's really, really blue, but I don't know if that counts as food. Figs can have wasp in what? Only certain figs have it. I think fig Newtons use those. What? My mom was a single mom raising 2 kids in the 80s. Our meals came out from out of a crock pot or the freezer. Yeah. That's the thing though. Like I feel like
Tu fais tout tomber?
Non, c'est le vent qui fait tout tomber.
Oui, mais la fille était en dessous.
je suis sûre que Scott elle a contribué à la faire tomber. Parce qu'elle est de retour sur l'imprimante.
Comme une tannante. Une tannante.
I had mashed potatoes left over from yesterday and I made them into patties with dried mushroom and fried onions. And fried them in copious amount of fat. Oh man, that sounds good.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais? T'es bien malcommode. Hein? Miaou! T'es tout énervé.
Tout énervé. Figs get pollinated by a teeny wasp and it usually stays there. What? Wow, that's pretty cool. Also, no tiny wasp. What? Oh no. Il y a un poil de chat dans ma peinture. We need more blue foods, yeah. Naturally blue foods. Is that where fig Newtons get their protein? Possibly. Cute.
T'es la pire.
Ça y est, elle est installée, c'est son spot. I have a coworker. Yeah, some varieties cultivars are pollinated by wasps, and the dead wasp gets dissolved by the fruit itself, so it may not even be inside after being picked. Oh. But those wasps are dead. I love figs even with wasps. Where do you stand? Well, if there are more than Movina who's vegan in the chat, but what do you guys feel about honey? Blue corn and potatoes are misleading because they are really purple. Yeah, especially when you cook them. You have to say heavy gratitude prayers over fig Newtons. I always thought fig Newtons were a bit weird because of the graininess of the fig in the cookie, if you can call that a cookie. In the bar. She gets her B12 now and is wonderful. Well, at least this story has a happy ending. What are fig Newtons? They're a type of, they're sold a bit like you would buy cookies in America. But they're like a small bar that has a kind of a figgy jam that's really dry in the middle and then a soft cookie around it. And it looks like it was a really long cookie and they cut off like chunks of it. I'm all for helping bees in as many ways as possible, but honey is high up on the essentials list for me. Yeah, it could be fig rolls. Like I can, let me doodle it. I feel like a visual representation would be easier to understand. So that's the figgy, like jam thing. And then you sort of have a, like, that's like a perspective view of it, but from the side they basically look just like that, and from the top they look like a rectangle. I don't know if that makes sense. Hey Salome, hi! I don't really like figs because of the texture, but I would say that if you have a fig tree, and like my friends have fig trees, and when they drop their leaves, they dry them and they make tea from it, and it's really delicious. I eat honey from time to time. I know how it is made, but if we will not eat honey, there will be fewer bees around, and we need them. Yeah. I feel like honey is not, depending on how it's, like if it's a local beekeeper and you know they love their bees, I struggle to see how it's a bad thing. Like it's easier to understand that it's a bad thing when it's meat, but when it's honey, a fig Newton's not a cookie, it's fruit and cake. Ooh, that's a weird way of putting it. I also make fig panna cotta infusing dried fig. Ooh, that's gotta be delicious. Such a soft flavor, the fig leaves. So I don't know, are those fig rolls? Otto? Just so, I just find them dry and a bit bland. If they were less dry, I would be more inclined to eating fig Newtons. Apropos delicious things, walnuts fresh off the tree. What? That's a thing?
What?
Guillaume, t'as-tu vu ma fille? Ça, c'est drôle, pareil. If you don't love raisins, then dried fig is hard to love. Oh, okay, good to know. I thought that when we go to FCon, we order our food from Paulo. We need to ask Paulo if he wants to be the chef / caterer and pay him. But then again, that might be a lot of work and not a lot of fun times, so... You come up with such lovely foods and so much pretty food things, Paul, that sometimes I'm a bit surprised that I don't see you draw it more. Like, you could take pictures of what you create and then draw and paint that. I love to cook for people. Aw. We would have to pay you back. Like, pay for the food, of course, but also, like, give you artwork or whatnot. It looks like peanut butter? Really? Oh, yeah, really. That's a good point. It really does. So I made I made 3 small batches of paint, and now I'm sort of combining them in this small jar. And usually what I do is I will pour a thin layer at the bottom of the pan to see how it dries before I start like production of more pans. That way, if I need to sort of fix the recipe, well, it's easier that way. So that's my little pan. Okay, so sticky. Will there be a Prush PB&J? That would be hilarious. That's such a good idea, though. They seem to never be chewed enough. But I only had them stuffed and it was way too much. Yeah. Okay guys, change of subject, but I went to the eye doctor for the first time in 5 years and I need bifocals. That made me feel, oh no! So there's a thing I do before I go wash off my slab and my palettes and whatnot, my palette knife, sorry, is that I try to like put as much of the leftover paint I can on the slab and add water and I do a monoprint of it, and then when my monoprint is done I cut it, and it's usually what I send along with orders, sort of as a business card. Sorry. bought hand-picked dried mushrooms. Ooh! And local organic honey this summer on a smile in here. What? That sounds really awesome. I like dried mango. I do think that fresh fruits are the best, but sometimes it's easier to get like a big bag of dried mango and eat that rather than buy fresh mango and hope they will be good when they're not in season. Like, at least often the dry stuff, it's been harvested where they grow it when it's in season, so you know it's kind of fresh even if it's dry, and it should taste better. But if your prescription's right, you can send meteorites. What? I got disconnected. Did you ask me anything? Did I ask you anything? I think I only commented that your loot of fresh dry mushrooms, awesome. Local dried mushrooms and honey looked amazing. Well, sounded amazing, actually. Okay, let's try to see if I can get a print from that. Eeps. Look like crusty peanut butter. It does. So I use this Fabriano paper. It's mostly cellulose paper, I think, if it's not completely cellulose paper. And it works okay for the monoprints. Everyone doesn't like licorice, close your ears, but others hear me out. Almond shaken with raw licorice powder. Where do you get raw licorice powder though? That sounds like a really specialty item. So now what I do is I try to gather up what is left, and I usually drip it on the... Let's try to waste as little as possible. I'm in Denmark, and it says it says liquors. It's everywhere. How was lunch, Jellybean? And a spritz of water. Try to show what it looks like if I set it aside to dry. Oof, it's really blasted out under the camera, but it's basically a big plop of color, and let it dry. Hopefully no cats will go step in it. So how do you guys feel? Should I close down the stream now, or do I go wash all this and start on a new color? No joke, my family is Scotland, and I was once chatting about differences between Denmark and Scotland, and he said, biggest difference is that Danish candy stores only have 25% candy, rest is licorice. Me, I'm good. I can continue, but if like it's also a good time to quit if you guys have stuff to do or. So that jar was new, so I've used a bit less than half of the pigment for this first batch. I don't have anything better to do. Feels like a natural stopping point, to be honest. Well, the next color I was gonna do is this one. Deep gold oxide, which I've never really molded before, and I'm curious to see what it's like. Well, okay, I'll go wash my stuff, and if you have to go, well, you can go, and if you want to stay, you can stay. Just give me 5 minutes to clean this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'll mute the mic, and I'll put on the sort of pause screen that I have, but I will be right back, like in 5 minutes. Well, I know. Well, well, well. What should I do with this? Hey, baby. She was like, Mom, there's not enough fur in your paints. Mom, you need more fur in your paints. Hey, my baby. Hey, my feet. Hi back, guys. Hello, hello. Alright. Boop. Went to get a snack and remembered the hubs ordered me a strawberry eclair. It was totally a hot dog bun with cream in it. I feel Cat Nugget steals the spot. Tu m'as volé ma place? It's like, Mom, let me sleep, Mom. I'm annoyed. I need to find another jar, so I'll look for that while she's taking up all the space. Sorry. I simply can't move that little loaf. I know. I know. What should I do with you? What should I do with you? Hey, baby. Paint me like one of your French cats. Oh. Remind me when we got food from a Chinese restaurant a number of years ago and they gave us tortillas. Oh. She wants face rubs. My cat would chew off my hand if she laid down on my desk and I touched her. Yours is so well behaved. She's a big potato. Hey, my patate. She might randomly bite me, but I think right now she just wants face rub because her allergies are annoying her. And she doesn't want to itch her face because she'll hurt herself again. Oh, poor baby. My chocolate cornflakes cakes were set and they were delicious. That sounds amazing. I realized this week that I have the BC and AC palettes, before and after cats. Oh no. Is that because of the fur in them? Oh, baby. Hey, my boulette. Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Sens-tu la peinture? Je sais pas si on va voir le bébé. Ouais? Flip. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Squish that cat.
Aussi, je peux te placer, toi. Tu veux aller sur ta chaise?
I'll try to relocate her to her chair.
Viens avec ma fille. Oh, ça te tente pas, hein? Non, ça te tente pas. Ouais. Tu peux t'installer ici, c'est ta chaise à toi? Hein? Hein, ta fille? Oui. Oui, mon bébé. Yes. Bouge pas, hein? Ah, yeah. Ça va être super bien. Tu peux regarder dehors, tu peux être dans le vent.
She was not all that happy about being relocated. She's a big noisy baby, that one. She complains for everything. Oh, she decided to go to the windowsill to sunbathe and look at the bugs outside. All right. I put paper-like on my iPad a couple of weeks ago, and by that I mean that I trapped a great amount of rabbit fur and pollen specimens on the screen of my iPad. That meow made Bubba wake up. Oh no! I'm sorry! Scout is a very vocal kitty. What time it is now? It's almost 4:30 p.m. I'm sweaty now. Scout can sound incredibly disgruntled all the time. She's really good at sounding offended or disgruntled. We say that she's always whining about something. Oh, I forgot my Darth Vader mask. Crap. Dang, this jar is so full. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Just prop it there. Yeah, I've got dedicated hemostats for picking out hair, but now they're all in a sealed pallet. Hey, thank you so much for being here, Otto, and Jellybean too. Have a good night, Otto. I hope you sleep well. Bye, Jellybean. Have a great weekend. have a good night, Judd. Thank you so much for being here. My allergist gave me a prescription for an air purifier when I showed her what was stuck under my iPad protector. Oh no. It sounds like a really gritty pigment. If it's too gritty and ends up being like impossible to listen to, well, that's gonna be the end of the live stream. It's clumpy. I've always found that when a pigment is more clumpy, thoroughly mixing it with the palette knife saves on mulling time. It looks like a really nice color, doesn't it? It is a bit more gritty though, so... It took to water really quickly, but it's clumpy. So I'm a bit scared about the noise level when I start mulling it. I don't know if you can hear that, but beautiful crunchy sound. Oh no! I'm so sorry to hear about that, Nicole. How old is Boba? Pretty sure I spent far too long with the palette knives. It's really easy to get into the zone. I know. Have you noticed if your palette knives become like super sharp? Like I always have to be super consciously aware when I'm cleaning them about how I clean them so I don't open up my fingers on them again. They get so sharp. It's a bit scary. That looks a lot like the Mars orange color I got. I will have to paint swatches for comparison. Though I think the Mars orange I got is also a PY 40 something, I think. I don't think it's a PR something. Something. Ugh. I have two in particular that I could easily use as X-Acto knife. I know what you mean. I had to throw one away because it was too dangerous, and I had to carefully tape it in duct tape, like to be sure that it's first won't rip off the garbage, like rip the bag open, but also that no one assumes that it's a safe tool. It was so sharp. I think it's the one I opened my fingers on. Like it's a bit startling the first time when you did not quite realize that those things were getting excessively sharp. I haven't found any kind of use for them once they get to that stage though. Boba is 8 this October. He's been very clingy too. Got him a calming color, but the vet said it'll pass. Poor baby. There, put you guys over here. That should be a bit easier for me. And a few scars to prove it. The flat ones seem to do it the fastest. Like this square one. Ugh. It's not a fun thing to do. We can use the palette knives as zombie killing tool. They could really become a defensive weapon at that point. Ah, wind. Ah, okay, cute. Guillaume, t'as-tu vu Scout? Guillaume,
Oui.
t'as-tu vu Scout? À la fenêtre.
Oh ben.
Hey, ça c'est cute. Elle a les pattes à côté sur le rebord. Elle est trop mignonne. Yeah, he misses his sister. Poor kiddo. Yeah, I wish it was more like, it seems to be pretty clear with bunnies that they need a mate, but with cats it's a bit trickier. Like it's not as documented what's the good thing to do. Did they sharpen like that when used with oils and acrylics, or is it a side effect of paint? I think it's a side effect of paint making because you keep rubbing them on the abrasive surface of the slab. Whereas when you use them with acrylic or oil, you use them on the canvas. That shouldn't be as abrasive as the mulling slab. Let's do a swatching test, see how mixed in it is or not. It's really opaque and creamy color. Creamy! Oh, it's nicely, it doesn't look to be too clumpy on the paper. It's a nice orange color. I figured the glass works like a whetstone, but wasn't sure if other things had the same effect over time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, perhaps, but it gets really bad with the mulling slab. If only I could find a nice green to add to this selection. Hey. Oh, maybe I'll do a green earth. You know, even if the color is weak and a bit difficult, it's so pretty though. I was having panic attacks from sleep deprivation. Oh, that's not good. I'm not ready for a kitten yet. Yeah, though you can adopt adults too. Yeah, it is definitely orange. Like, to me that really looks like Mars orange. Do I have swatches of Mars orange? Let me check. No, it's Archambault. Okay. Let's look in here. I'm looking in my little bags of packaging for when the pens are finished. And I think I might have some painted labels that are Mars orange in here. Mars violet, Catlin, me and green. Maybe I need to revisit me and green. Oh, Mars orange, there it is. Spanish gold ochre. Spanish gold ochre I think is more yellow. I can find it too. I think though for Spanish gold ochre I have a mono print that I cut down. Yeah. You need to try PG51. That might be simple. Oh. Ooh. Where did you find that? I don't think I've ever heard of paints made with PG51. I keep checking my PO box to see if I get a paper telling me a package is there. Okay, so this is not dry yet, so it's probably gonna have a drying shift and be a bit more muted like the corner here. But this is Spanish gold ochre. Like this is a monoprint, so it's a really strong concentration of the color, and you can see that in some areas there was a bit of a muted separation happening on that paper. This deep oxide whatever is more orangey. Either I'm firstly googling and that's Mars orange. So the Mars orange I have is a bit more red, so that deep what's the stupid name of it, deep gold oxide is between Spanish gold ochre and Mars orange. Interesting. I don't know if you can see. Perhaps I was not in the frame. But the Mars orange looks almost red when you compare it to the deep gold oxide. This is Spanish gold oxide. Trying to be in frame, but I don't know where the frame ends up being. Victoria Green Garnet. Ooh. It's one of the pigments my hubs picked out when he got my stuff. I forgot how awesome it was. And I've used 2 pens. Oh, really? That's so cool. So is it from Kremer? Were you able before to get Kremer from Germany? It's gotta be complicated now. Like, I can get some Kremer pigments, not all of them, oddly enough. There's always a bit of a difference between the German selection of pigments on the German Kremer website and the American one on the US website. But the thing that's really painful is the shipping fee and also customs. It's a Rublev pigment. Where's my... Oh, I think my paper flew away. Oh no, it's there. Okay. So it's a Rublev one. And I wish Kama would have more Rublev pigments. I'm getting sweaty, so I think I will end this here and finish mulling peacefully this color and then just chill because it's getting pretty hot. Like, the afternoon is when the sun hits the studio window and bakes us. So there's the wind, hopefully, and we close the blinds, but it's still pretty hot. So yeah, that's where I'm at. If I can find other containers to store pigments, I will maybe mold more colors. For now, just look at Kremer's catalog and hope. Oh yeah. There's one pigment that I usually get from Cornelissen's or now Jackson's, that's Potter's Pink. And for the rest, like, if I can get it from Kama, that's ideal because it's local to me. It's really not that far from here too. And then occasionally I will get something from Jackson's, or I need to give a good try to Jackson's branded pigments. I have a few colors that I want to try. And yeah, I don't know if people are still interested in handmade paints all that much because a lot of people are offering them. But they're really fun to do and I really enjoy like working with paint. So for now, just look at Kremer's. Get the Bun Mama advent calendar and you get 24 storage pots. That's a fair point. They're tiny. They're like, what, 30 ml? Like 2 tablespoons? The ones I get are, I don't know, 60 I think? Oh, I removed all the labels. Oh no, not this one. 2 ounces. 56 ml? Weird. It's a nefarious pigment smuggler. We wouldn't have to smuggle pigments if they weren't so pricey or weird about it. I was also considering possibly offering sets of paints that are the paint beans that I make with the coffee bean molds. So to have sort of this plastic-free option, or also it's a good way to get handmade paints but put them in a folding palette rather than having them in pans. Because you can just put a bit of water, put the bean in there, and I definitely snuggle my pigments. Yeah. Oh, I saw that you were trying the molds thing too, Box of Paint. I'm really eager to see how it will turn out. People are being so creative with this stuff. I see like 3D printed pans in odd shapes, the molds. I wish I could afford to buy everyone's handmade paints. They're also lovely. Oh, that's so nice. The whole thing is such a cute idea, and my props that you figured it out. Oh. Well, I'm really looking forward to see the ones you make, because I spotted a cat mold in there, I think. Mine at the moment look like a little like meteors. What do you mean? We have to talk about using molds and paints and all that in the on the Discord. But yeah, I don't know, or maybe dot cards, or like bean cards, and try to offer them at a more affordable price so that people could try the paints. Maybe I need to peruse the internet for if I can find a mold with really small spaces. That way it would be easier to offer a variety of color, but at, like, let's say a paint bean at that size is like, what, $2? Well, if for $10 you can get 5 colors to experiment and play with, that can be interesting, I feel. And it's a bit more affordable, and it's rather flat, so the shipping is not like ridiculous either. But found a bunny, bear, and rabbit that fit perfectly into a pan. Ooh, and a cat. I'm not sure if it was the way I poured or the dehydrator, but little bubbles dried inside. Oh, I think it's gotta be the dehydrator. It dried too fast, so the air didn't have time to come up to the surface. Swiss cheese paint. I would pay $10 for that easy. See, I have a couple of coffee bean molds. I really need to. I'll try with these colors, I think, because it's nothing that, like, in terms of the color selection, it's nothing special. But I think I could bring something special with the format of these. Like, you offer like 6 colors for $12 on a sheet, and you can take off the beans and put them in a palette or something. Did I say 12 colors? I meant 6 colors for $12 or something like that. Or have it customizable too. Like, oh, I want 3 of them. Well, you pay for 3 beans, and $10 for 5 colors is good, and from playing with broken bits of mine, a small amount goes a long way. I agree. And I feel like most people who would use handmade paints, they don't necessarily paint big either. So that's like a really fun way to try something different but not break the bank. Now, if I remember correctly, I think, like, to be oversized male, it has to be under 5 millimeters thick. And definitely if you can make the beans like small, they would fit in. So it might be hopefully like $4 to ship to the US. And like, I don't know, maybe a dollar more for international or something. I'll think about it for sure. By the way, I have some issues with the titanium buff bean you sent me when I bought colors from you back then. It's nothing big, it does the rattle thing where I can't get it to stay anywhere in a palette. Alright, did you try to put it in a pan or is it in a folding palette? Coffee bean wouldn't have had any thickness to one of those bubble wrap bags. Yeah. That's true. Also, you would really have to like step hard on an envelope to sort of break the bean. It would be like trying to break a pill. It's difficult. US postage prices are going up 3 cents across the board September 1st for your regular. I've tried it both way and tried to glue it with water. My friend in Israel sent me a dot card inside the plastic iPhone screen protector package. Oh, it's fine, it paints well, so it's not a real problem at all. Yeah, maybe, well, I'm trying to think, but when you tried to glue it down with water, did you put it on the side or did you put it, yeah, I think it's in the shape. So I'm trying to think out loud in my head. So it's oh wow, that's a really cute drawing. So it's kind of like this. That's the bean, but often the underside is kind of hollow. Like it dips at the bottom, it dips in the middle because that's the way the paint dry. So if you try to glue it with water by putting water on the underside, it's probably not gonna stick. But if you can put a bit of water on the side and have it sideways, maybe it will work better. I don't know if that's what you tried. I've tried both, butt side up and yeah, I understand how that can be a bit annoying. I kind of still feel like it's easier to use that up rather than a dot card. Like, I mean, like when you have a big juicy sample on a dot card, it kind of fits nowhere. But yeah, the dot card won't like rattle as much. But if you'll excuse my French, invest in forever stamps. We have that here too in Canada. I don't think I can buy forever stamps for what I sent to the US, but I can buy permanent stamps for local but not sideways. I'll try sideways. Yeah, try it and let me know if it pans out. That's interesting. Feedback is super important. All right, so I'm sweaty and it's 5, so I'll end this. I love the idea. It's a great amount to be in and it looks cute. Thank you. What I like with the beans thing is that it's plastic free, and I know that some people are really like looking for plastic free alternatives, and also I can easily make like thin beans or like really thick beans depending on the I can hold on, let me grab a few. Oh, my ears are melting. I've shown these before, I'm fairly sure, but just a quick reminder of what I'm talking about. So that's a selection of various beans. Also have a bunch of dot cards. But like these are chromium oxide green. You can see really how deep the well can get when they dry. That's just the way they dry. They dry on the edges first, and that makes it a bit higher, and then as the water dries out, the middle is a bit more dipped. Hey, good night, Malvina. Thank you so much for being here. I feel like a cat paw set of beans would be cute. Can you make curly beans for Heather though? Aww, the chaos beans. So yeah, you can see like I can make some really flatter ones. The flatter ones have less of a dip in the middle because that's just the way it works. And I can make thicker ones with a bigger dip. I can make really fat ones. These were a bit less of a dip. And I also made like a wagashi type. So that's a taiyaki fish. I have this flower. I had other shapes like a bunny too, but I ran out of those. So yeah, you can really have like, you can make something slim for the sake of a sample or for mailing it out, but also you can almost make like the content of a what, quarter pan, half pan, if you make a really fat bean. Yeah, I use a silicone mold. I like it because it's soft, so you can really like flip it upside down, or flip it inside out rather, to get the paint out. So yeah, that's kind of fun, and it's easier to keep too, I find. I was getting annoyed with paper dots just because they don't dry well, and sometimes they tip over and they make a mess and the paint rolls out. And so yeah, having everything in a silicone mold that you just forget for like a couple of weeks. I also thought maybe it's just that mine is buff titanium, maybe it's the pigment. Yeah, that's true. It's a pigment that dried really well, so I think it's more on the dry side. Like it won't make for a sticky pan, it will make for a more dry pan of paint. I have a couple of silicone molds, but it's difficult to find ones that have small like smaller molds in them. I found one of pusheen that was really cute, but the pusheen is like this big, and can you imagine how much paint that would be? It's just like, anyway. Alright guys, so I'll try to, I mean, if I could find little kabuki masks, I would. I have the little wagashi, like I said. But the wagashi ones is not a silicone mold, so I really have to wait until it's super dry before trying to remove them, because it's harder to pop them out. I've been trying paints that don't require anything extra. You mean in the molding process? I feel obliged to say I'm finally getting married. Oh, congratulations! Oh my gosh, I was that's when you came up, I wanted to ask you about it, but then my mind wandered off. I'm so glad. Happy wedding? What do you say? Congratulations? Just a good 1:1 ratio. Oh, I know what you mean. Like a good 1:1 ratio paint, those are the keepers. Those are the really relaxing ones to do. Oh, thank you, Lise. I'm glad you enjoyed the new sticker. I've started working on the September sticker for Patreon, and also the coloring page for September, also for Patreon. And yeah, hopefully I will get around to doing the paintings too. And the print. We're really eager to see the art, I would say. Have nice if you if that's doable, but to see photos of the printed stuff that you made, like what the invitations look like in the end and all that. Oh, so you got married. Are you getting married? Either way, congrats. Oh, that's awesome. Indeed, so avoiding the earth pigments that get crunchy, and I like using oxgall, but wanted to keep them simple. Yeah, I've included, I use synthetic oxgall just a tiny bit, and I include it in my pre-mixed solution. So all I have to do is spoon this out and sometimes add a bit of distilled water and good to go. Oh, you really go no honey, glycerin, or oxgall? Just gum arabic and water and pigment. Wow. How did they dry? Did they dry well? Like, are they crackly or... Well, I think you and I need to talk about paints on the Discord more. Alright guys, alright guys, have a great weekend, and thank you so much for being here today and spending your Caturday afternoon, night with me. It's always a lot of fun and I always appreciate it a lot. So thank you again very much for that. I hope you have a great weekend, and we will see each other on the Discord. If you don't know what that is, you can join up easily. The link is in the description, and it's a chatting platform that is free. Just set up an account and you're basically done. And if you have any questions, you can ask anyone on there. We'll be happy to help. So yeah, oh, something I haven't said in a long time, but go give hugs to your pets. And have a lovely weekend, and see y'all next time. Bye. Oh, thanks for the link, please. Thank you so much for being a moderator, even if this one was a doozy. Bye, guys.